Welcome to today's session of analog and mixed signal IC design. So in today's class we'll look at the architecture of the ADCs what we have to study. So in the previous class, if you remember, we looked at the ADC fundamentals. In the sense we looked at previous two classes, we have looked at the transfer cara, the different ADC specifications. Especially in the last class we looked at DNL, then also INL, DNL, INL, all those things we have seen. And today we will start our architecture. So we have two ADCs to in our syllabus. One is successive approximation ADC, and the other one is oversampling ADC. So we have two ADCs to learn. In today's class, we will start with the successive approximation ADC. Okay. So in the successive approximation ADC, what you can see, that I have actually kept the diagram over here. Okay. So you can see the block diagram of a successive approximation ADC. So if you look at the block diagram, there are main three important components. So one thing is very obvious, for whatever ADC use, all ADCs generally have a DAC within it. So what you can see as the first component is actually a digital to analog converter. That is your one component in your successive approximation ADC. Apart from this digital to analog converter, you have another register, another shift register, what we call it as a successive approximation register. So this is your first component. Then you have a successive approximation register. Then you have a comparator. So this is your comparator, where your analog input is actually given to this comparator. So these three are the main blocks of or main constituent blocks of a successive approximation ADC. Apart from this, you have a 4-bit latch, and this is basically to get the final output. So we know that since it's an ADC, your input is analog. So input to this is analog, that you can directly see. This is your analog input will be given to this comparator, and output from this ADC is digital, right? So we get output from here. So we can get output from these points, or this will be actually enabled, this will be taken out through a latch also. So when this latch is enabled, actually you can get the digital outputs here. So digital outputs will be available here. That is the purpose of this latch. So there are four blocks. One is a DAC, another one is a comparator, another one is a successive approximation register, and next is a 4-bit latch. Now the basic principle, or how this ADC work is basically depending on how this ADC works is basically depending on the on a binary search. So this works based on a binary search, right? Now let me explain that in a little more detail. So let me write the 4 components here, 4 main blocks within this SAR ADC. One is a DAC, another one is a successive approximation register, the third one is a comparator, and last one is a latch. These are the main components. Now let me explain the overall operation once, and then we can take some examples, and we can look at the conversion scenario, how it happens. So whenever the conversion process start, or the start, basically the starting of the conversion is enabled by a start signal. You have a start signal here. So with this enable pin, you can actually start the conversion cycle. And now so you can see a clock signal connected to this register. So whenever you start the conversion cycle on the first clock, so during the first clock, So during the first clock, what happens is you can see a successive approximation register here, right? So here what I assumed is what I have here is a 4-bit DAC. So 4-bit DAC is basically represented using the MSB bit B3 and LSB bit as B0. So during the first clock cycle, what happens is the MSB bit, the MSB here is actually B3. So B3 will be set. B3 will be set during the first clock cycle. B3 will be set. So when you say B3 will be set, this will become the input to the DAC. So DAC is something which receive a digital data. So the digital data to the DAC is coming from the successive approximation register, and during the first clock cycle, the data going into the DAC is actually 1000. So this is the data which is set in the successive approximation register because MSB is being set during the first clock cycle. Now the input to the DAC will be 1000. Now depending on the resolution of this DAC, DAC will produce output. You can see the output of DAC. This is the output of DAC. So depending on this 1000, DAC will produce some output. So what is the output of DAC? Output of DAC is actually analog, right? So this analog output will be available at the DAC output. Now what this comparator does is comparator will actually compare this analog output which is produced by the DAC with the analog input, the actual analog input what I need to convert, because ADC I need to convert some analog input. So this analog output will be compared with this actual analog input which is given to the comparator, right? So depending on this, your DAC will actually produce an output. Now DAC output is actually compared with analog input. Now there are two cases possible, right? One is the output of DAC, Vout DAC can be greater than the actual analog input. So this I mark it as analog Vin, or your Vout DAC can be less than Vin, right? So now say if your Vout DAC is greater than Vin. So now this greater or less depends on like what comparator we use, but still if your output of DAC, if the comparator output is high, your comparator output is high, what happens is this MSB bit, we have started with setting this MSB bit, so MSB bit will be retained. We will retain the MSB bit. Now if your output of DAC is high, in the sense so okay, let me write the DAC comparator output here. So if your DAC output is greater than the analog input, what will be the output of comparator? Comparator output will be low, right? Because the negative terminal has a high voltage, so comparator will have actually a low. So there is a small clarification here. So if your output of DAC is greater than the analog input, your output of comparator will be low, and that leads to clearing of MSB. Since the output of DAC is output of comparator is low, your MSB sorry, I made a mistake here, retained. Your MSB bit will be retained. Now if your output of DAC is lesser than your analog input, that means if your analog input is high, what will happen? Your comparator output will be high, because your actual input is given to the plus of the comparator, so comparator will actually have a high at the output, so that will actually clear the MSB bit, right? So all these things will actually happen in your first clock cycle. So during first clock cycle, it starts with setting MSB. So now the data is here 1000. With this data will go to DAC. DAC will produce a corresponding output for this digital data 1000. Now the output of DAC is compared with the comparator, because comparator on the other side of the comparator is having an analog input Vin. Now when these two comparison happen, the output of the comparator can go either high or low depending on which input is high. So if your analog input is high, your output, the comparator output will be high. That will actually clear this B3 or the MSB bit. And if your analog input is low compared to your DAC output, your comparator output will be low and your MSB bit will be retained. So whatever the output is, either the MSB will be set or MSB will be retained, whatever it is, during the next clock cycle. So this happens in one clock cycle. So during the next clock cycle, so this is the first clock cycle. So during the next clock cycle, B3 will take a position whether it will be 0 or 1 depending on the output of the comparator. So B3 will be either 0 or 1. Now during the next clock cycle, B2 will be set. B2 will be made as 1. Now when your B2 is 1, again depending on that, DAC will produce some output, and this comparison will go, this comparison will be there between your output of the DAC and the analog input. Again comparator will produce a low or high, so that will again set or clear or retain your B2 bit. So in a similar way, all the bits will be set. So at the end of the fourth clock cycle, your B0 bit will be set and this comparison will be done, right? So once all the bits are tried from B3 to B1, so since this is a 4-bit DAC, the comparison will be done from B3 to B0. Once all the process is done, this one actually, the SAR ADC, your success approximation ADC, have another signal which will actually produce a signal stating that all the comparison are done. So when that so we mark that using a chip select CC signal. So once this is enabled, so this CC will be enabled when all the comparison is done. So this CC will be actually connected to this 4-bit latch, and we will actually get the final digital output over here, right? So this is the overall idea of the successive approximation ADC. Just to clarify or to have a better illustration, we'll take one example. So if I want to do a comparison, so let me ask, any doubts so far?
So can you explain the second clock cycle again?
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll explain each clock cycle. I'll take a sample analog input and I'll do the comparison and I'll show how the output is produced, right? So only one thing you need to remember is, during each clock cycle, one of the bit will be tried. So if it is a 4-bit DAC, the successive approximation register will start trying from B3 bit to B0 bit. So on each clock cycle, it will be either it will be set and the comparison process will be done, and depending on the output of the comparator, comparator will decide whether the B3 bit should be retained or cleared. So whatever it is, during the next clock cycle, the next B2 bit will be set, and this process will actually go on until the last bit is tried. So once all the bits are tried, comparator will actually produce a signal, and depending on that, you will actually get the output at the 4-bit latch, right? So let me explain this with a specific 4-bit conversion example. So before explaining this conversion example, okay, let me start with an analog input. Say I have an analog input of 5.1 volts. This is the analog data. I want to convert this. So the aim is actually to convert this data. So I need to convert this data. Now before that, let me write the characteristics of DAC here. So we should know how DAC will produce data, right? So you have a DAC in the block diagram. So we should know what will be the output of the DAC when corresponding inputs are coming, right? So let me write the output of DAC characteristics first. So DAC, the output of DAC will be 8 volts for your B3 when your MSB bit is set, and output will be 4 for B2, output will be 2 for B1, and output will be 1 volts for B0. So this is LSB and the other one is MSB, right? Because this is what we do for each bit set from LSB to MSB. For each bit, these are the corresponding output voltages of this DAC, right? So this is a DAC characteristic. Now let me start with the MSB trial. So I know that during the first clock cycle, okay, let me take that once again. This is my DAC. So now I have a 4-bit DAC, and this is the successive approximation register. So maybe this is B3, B2, B1 and B0. I'll call this as B3, B2, B1, B0. So this is the data which is the clock, right? Now you have the comparator here. This is minus plus, this is V in. Now my input data is 5.1 volt, and this is the output coming from the DAC. Right. Okay. So let us try with this. So let me so during my first clock cycle, so MSB trial is done in the first clock cycle. So what happens in the first clock cycle? MSB bit will be set. This will be 1, and the other, all the 3 will be 0. Now when B3 is 1, what is output of the DAC? From the DAC characteristics, what I explained, when you have B3 as 1, the output of DAC is supposed to be 8. That means here you will actually get 8 volts as the output. Now 8 will be compared with 5.1. So what will be the comparator output? Comparator output is actually low. Comparator output will be low, right? Now if the comparator output is low, okay, so I think when your comparator output is low, okay, sorry, I made a mistake here. If your comparator output is low, it will be cleared. Comparator output is high, it will be retained.
I think it's correct only, sir.
I told in that way only.
Like comparator output is low, then it has to be MSB has to be retained only. Like V out is greater than V in, so MSB has to be retained now, sir.
No,
No,
actually
low means it's predicting more than the input.
correct. So in this case, what, yeah, maybe I'll clarify that. I made a mistake in the beginning, so I'll clarify that here. So your 5.1 is compared with 8, and when you compare these two, your output will be definitely low. So output low means this has to be cleared. So this has to be reset. So comparator output low means it has to be cleared or reset. Reset means it will be 0, right? So this will be the first clock cycle. So at the end of first clock cycle, your SAR data will be actually 0 0 0 0, because this will be reset. That will be the MSB trial, right? Now what is the next is, so I can write this as, this is my 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2 and 2 power 3, right? So your MSB is basically 2 power 3rd bit. That comparison is done. Now what is next? So I'll use a different color. Now the second is, I'll go for setting B2 equal to 1. That means now the comparator data is actually 0 1 0 0, B2 1 0 1 0 0. So when it is 0 1 0 0, what will be the DAC output? Let me look at DAC characteristics. When your B2 bit is 1, your output is actually 4. That means this will actually produce a 4 volt here. Now 4 volt is compared with 5.1, and what will be the output? The output here will be high, because 5.1 is greater than 4, so your output will be high. Now once your output is high, what has to be done? If your output is high, this bit has to be retained. So this happens at so this is during your first clock cycle. Now this is during your second clock cycle, right? Now at the end of second clock cycle, so the data in the successive approximation register is actually 0 1 0 0. Now during the third clock cycle, I need to make my B1 bit equal to 1. So let me use another color. So your B1 bit will be set 1. This happens during a third clock cycle. That means now the previous bit was retained. So now the data is in the SAR register is 0110. Now for 0110, DAC will produce definitely some output. So since B2 and B1 both are 1, the output of the DAC is actually 4 plus 2, 6. So this will produce a 6 volt. Now 6 volt is compared with 5.1, and what will be the output of the comparator? Comparator output will be actually low. Now if your comparator output is low, what happens? If your comparator output is low, this bit will be reset. Right. So at the end of third clock cycle, your data in the comparator, the SAR register is 0100. Now we have the last bit trial, which is B0 bit, that will be made 1 during the fourth clock cycle. That means the data is actually 0101. Now this will go to your DAC. So DAC will definitely produce some output. The output of DAC is your B2 bit is high and your B0 bit is high. So 4 plus 1, 5 will be the output. So the output here will be 5. Now 5 will be compared with your actual analog input of 5.1. So both will be compared, and depending on that comparison, since 5.1 is high, your output will be high. Now if your output is high, what happens? That will be retained. This will be retained. So this is the end of fourth clock cycle. So at the end of fourth clock cycle, the data in the successive approximation register is 0101. The data here is 0101. Now since the conversion process has end, conversion cycle is end, the CCA will be enabled. Conversion cycle signal will be enabled. Once that signal is enabled, actually you will get this data. The data will be out through the latch which is connected over here. So you will actually get the digital output data here through the latch from the CC. Right. So this is what happens inside a successive approximation register. So they will actually try out each bit in a successive approximation register and will decide whether to retain or clear that bit depending on the output of the comparator. And finally, once the conversion, all the bits are tried, the data will be when all the bits are tried, the CC will be enabled high, and you will actually get the final output. Right. So I make that I think first I told correct and then I change it. Right. So whenever you have a comparator output low, we have to actually clear the MSB, and whenever you have comparator output high, we have to retain the MSB bit. So that has to be taken care. So this is all about your successive approximation ADC. Thank you so much for joining. So we'll meet next day for the another topic. Thank you.